I just realized that my microphone was off the whole time. I have a terrible habit of that. So you guys, depending on how I edit this video, might have missed out on the whole ride up here. All the stuff I talked about. So we'll this is some of the slowest part of this trail. So anyway, what I was talking about before I realized that my microphone was off was a few things. Everride, sketchy. Everride did a video recently, Size Matters, or Does Size Matter, where he dared to address the question of motorcycle size versus capability. I agree with Everride. The primary point, well, I'll let you watch a video here. Bing! Shouldn't do bing, that's accidental broadcast things, or so boop, or bam. How about we'll do that? Bam! Probably shouldn't be taking my hands off the bars, especially not off the throttle right before a hill climb, huh? This is, sorry I'm going so slow, but I'm a very novice dirt biker, and so all this stuff is a little bit hairy for me. And I'm sitting down like a oh, that's gonna hurt. There we go. Whee. So bam, yeah. Doing my own thing, being a quote-unquote crafty YouTuber, as Everride would say. I am, however, not that crafty. So anyway, there's his video talking about bike size and versus capability. I want to add some things to that which weren't addressed in his video, and most of these will be primarily geared towards my particular skill set, which is buying a big bike, never having ridden anything else. I'm a very novice rider. I bought this 990 as my first bike, just because I fell in love with it when I saw it. I have some videos about that. If you watched them, you know why I bought it. Lately I've been kind of going through a little bit of buyer's remorse, but not really. So it has nothing to do with the price or anything, as is implied by the term buyer's remorse. It has to do more with my use case. So I didn't know what I was going to do. My idea, what I thought I was going to do, was road trips to Yosemite, road trips, which I may still do. I just haven't been doing them this past few months, since I got the bike. Ooh, that was scary. That was a big old rock. Might have rolled out from underneath my front tire. Oh, I'm getting distracted by this nose itch. Awesome. Anyway, what I want to talk about is some of the things that you can do to a bigger bike to make it perform like a smaller bike. Number one, tires. So I've never run any tires other than the tires I've got on here right now, but I have messed around with the second thing, which is tire pressure. I think I probably made a video about it, maybe not, but one day I went out, checked my tire pressure. It was a few pounds weak short, so I went up to the KTM shop. They said, go ahead and add some pressure to them and see what goes on. And so I added some pressure to them. I put them up just below factory recommended, and it was shite in the dirt. It was really good. It was really good on highway. It felt much more stable, but it was shite in the dirt, and I'm not playing. Now these are done well compared to what I was used to, right? So you got to remember, I'm very novice. This is my first bike in some 20 years, and I don't have any experience on anything else. So when I say it was shite, I mean it was shite compared to running the lower tire pressure. So, and it was significant. It was extremely noticeable even for myself, and I don't ride this bike anywhere near its limit. So for a seasoned expert rider, I'm sure it would be even more significant. It's funny, I'm a novice. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. Just talking from experience, that's all. Don't pretend to be. I don't imagine myself any sort of expert. So anyway, the tires and tire pressure seem to be an extremely significant and important factor in how well your bike is going to do off-road. If I have the 906s on the rear, or 908s, excuse me, 908 Rally Ray tires on the rear, and it was performing extremely poorly, I can imagine what going to a different, less aggressive tire, what that would be like. Just way worse. So yeah, get your tires. Air down, man. If you got a pump, air down when you hit the trails. That's gonna make your bike handle significantly better. Second thing is suspension. So I've gone from a very soft comfort setting on this bike to a more aggressive setting, and I can tell the difference already. It doesn't bottom out nearly as much. It doesn't deflect nearly as much, he says, as he lays it down due to deflections. No, it doesn't deflect nearly as much. It doesn't bottom out nearly as much. I have bottomed out this bike in very surprising situations where I was not expecting it, going 30, 40 down a dirt road, and there's a rock I didn't notice or something like that, and just grabbed a hold of that front tire and tore the bar, or was almost out of my hands. I managed to keep it up. I didn't drop it, so that's good. But yeah, so preventing those deflections is, I think, a really, really, really important thing. Sorry, I'm going so slow. All this is learning. So yeah, suspension is extremely important, I found. Other things that I've been told by people who are interested in helping me avoid having to buy another bike, or keeping the 990 instead of going down to a 350, which I'll never do. I love this bike, and even the thought of selling it brings a tear to my eye, figuratively. So another option is a steering damper, which I've been told will significantly improve its attitude in the sand and rough rocks like I was going through back there. Now, another thing is gearing it down. You want to have a front, first, and second gear that are extremely usable. As a general rule, gearing down so you have lots of low end, well, not low end, but lots of low speed power. By gearing down, you're going to increase the revs at any particular speed. So say in first gear, I'm just going to make up some numbers. In second gear, if you were revving at 3,000 RPMs to go 35 miles an hour, then if you gear down in second gear, you might be revving at 5,000 RPMs to go 35 miles an hour. It does lower your top speed, but it keeps it makes slower speeds stay in the power band of the whatever engine you're on. Now, two-strokes, those are a completely different thing, but whatever. We're not talking about. I don't think they even make big two-strokes. So yeah, those are some of the things that you can do with your big bike to make it handle more like a small bike. There's a lot of guys who ride these 990s on single track For example, here's Mr. Duff Actor riding his 990 on some single. You know, if you don't know, if you're buying your first bike, here's my advice. You're buying a first bike, if you want a big bike, you better know why you want a big bike. If you want a small bike, you better know why you want a small bike. I ended up, I don't know, I can't say that I made the wrong decision, because here I am out in the desert doing what I wanted to do on this 990 and not killing myself yet, right? It certainly hasn't been an insurmountable obstacle to the bike size. I'd hate to lay it down out here, but whatever. But I think I misjudged my use case a little bit. Turns out, at least for these past 4 months, I've been doing more and more gnarly dirt. Gnarlier and gnarlier. However that goes. Whatever the correct, whatever conjugation. I don't even know. I'm on the P12 now. I believe that this is the right way. Fun. I love this. I don't know what the difference would be on a smaller bike, but I can't imagine that being any more fun than it was.